In this video, I'm going to break down for you the 4 steps it takes to get you to make £2,000 this month as an online coach. This is selling strictly just from selling online fitness coaching. This does not include your salary in your 9 to 5 job or any personal training that you do in the gym. If you just want to make an extra or your next or your first £2,000 this month from online coaching, these are the 4 simple steps. And we're going to go through it backwards. So firstly, what you're going to need to do to make this happen is you're going to need to sell 4 £500 programs, but we call them 499 just for marketing. So you need to be able to sell a program that is worth £500, marketed as 499 to the consumer, to the public, on your Instagram, to people that you know. Okay. Once you realize that you've only got to sell 4 programs, you just got to find 4 people in the next month to give you £500 for a 12-week program that could change their life, save their life, add years onto life, completely change the course of their life. It makes it a lot easier for you to get your head around, yeah, this is something that's doable. And definitely, most importantly, that you start to believe that you can charge this. For context, a reminder, people are charging in the gym anywhere from £500 to £1,000 for, say, 12 weeks of personal training. And that's where they get a 1-hour session with someone in the gym and then a good luck and I'll see you next week. What you're going to be giving people is support Monday to Friday, workout plans, nutrition guidance, access to your community. You're going to be giving them a weekly check-in, daily support. Some of you guys have got a membership portal. Like, you're telling me that isn't worth £500. If they're going to pay £500 for someone in the gym to see them for an hour to train them, that might not necessarily help them with their nutrition, that might not necessarily check in with them outside of their sessions, they probably don't get a check-in with, they might not get an app. This is easy. You can easily sell a £500 program. And that's why over time we increase this. This is like a mid-ticket price. Low ticket is like £50 to £100 a month. Mid-ticket is where we're at, and £500 is a great place to start. And I've got guys and girls inside my program who are brand spanking new to online coaching, selling this confidently and with conviction because they deserve to sell it at £500. So now let's run it back. So 4 of those to make 2K in 1 month. Now what we need to look at is, there we go, how many calls we need to book to make this happen. So depending on how well you know business or understand sales, there's something we call a conversion rate. And a conversion rate is at what rate you convert on your sales calls. So if you are converting at, say, 100%, then you'd be cool because you'd only need 4 calls. If you were converting at 100%, which no one is, by the way, even like Grant Cardone or Alex Hormozi or Jeremy Minor or some of the biggest and best names in the world, nobody has a 100% close rate. So what we usually average out at the beginning is usually a 50% close rate is a fair place to start. Okay, and when you are closing at 50%, the good news is when you close at 50%, you only need to get twice as many calls for the amount of sales you want to make. So let's say, for example, if you wanted to get 4 sales and you're converting at 50%, you only need to book 8 calls. And that works out to 2 calls a week. So the way I see it is you've got to spend the next 7 days finding a way just to get 2 people on the phone. Because one of them, let's plan for the worst, but hope for the best, and say that one of them isn't going to close, but one of them is. 50% is a decent place to start. And a lot of the guys and girls inside FBC are already closing at like 70, 80, some of them even at 90% just when they start out because you've got some low hanging fruit. You might already be selling to people inside your audience or your friends and family who already know, like, and trust you. So you're in a good spot to start. So in your first month, you're going to go and find eight people, so get 8 calls booked. That works out to just 2 calls a week. That's like, 7 days in the week. That's just two calls a week. And to make this happen, I would usually say have 1 hour a day of outreaching. Okay, what outreaching typically includes is going to be reaching out to your power base, so that low hanging fruits, your friends and family, friends of friends, people you used to go to school with. This could be your Facebook friends. This could be your Instagram audience. You could create a post to say that you're looking for 5 people to join your new program. And also, this is also going to be people that you know in person, that you speak to like in the real world. I often find that when people are trying to hit their first 2K month, they're not considering like the guy that makes their coffee, or the guy they always talk to at the gym, or the guy that cuts your hair, or the girl that does your nails. Like, seriously, a lot of the time, um, the guys and girls inside my program that hit 2K often find that they're selling to people they already know, or who are already in their world. So don't underestimate that. But if you're doing 1 hour a day of outreach, this will give you the best possible opportunity to get those 2 calls a week. Because if you're doing 7 hours of outreach every single week as a minimum, is a good place to start. And what I would also say is a slight caveat here, just to help like support this, I'm just going to slot in here. I'd also be trying to do 1 post a day just on your socials, just to make these numbers a little bit easier to happen. Because if you're not being social on social media, if you're not creating content consistently, then people aren't going to know about you. Whereas if you can be consistent with your 1 hour a day of outreach and then 1 post a day on IG, that's going to make this so much easier for you to build this business. And I usually do say to people that within your, when you're just getting started with your business, you should be looking to put about 2 hours a day into your business anyway. An average of, say, 10 hours a week, 2 hours a day is a good place to start. So if 1 post a day, maybe you take, say, half an hour to build it, half an hour to post it, or maybe you take a little bit longer to build it and then it takes you 5-10 minutes to get up on Instagram. You can do 1 post a day, which is 1 hour like of time, and then one hour of outreach. Because when you're at 2K a month or under, you don't really have enough clients yet to spend too much time in delivery. Like, a lot of your time is just going to be spent in outreach and also in content. So it's going to be converting people, and it's also going to be time spent in attracting people. The delivery piece, you're not really going to get to until you actually start having clients to sell to. And the catch 22 is, if you don't actually do the outreach, you're never going to have the chance to sell to people, because you won't have anyone to sell to because you didn't do the outreach. And you don't have anyone to serve because you didn't make the sales. So it all goes backwards. So if you look at my screen here, you should be able to see these are like the 5 kind of core things we need to think about. I want to make 2K this month online. So specifically, this doesn't include any other income. Then you're going to need to sell 4 £500 programs, $499 for argument's sake for marketing. That's going to be at a 50% close rate. So that's you converting people on the phone, like every other person signs up. And remember, every no is 1 step closer to a yes. And that's going to be on the basis that you are booking 8 calls a month. Luckily, that only works out to 2 calls a week. And then that would be 1 hour a day of outreach and 1 post a day to support this. I hope this helps, and I hope this makes sense. It just sort of like clarifies this. Like, I've been up since, don't ask why. I've been up since like 4:30 this morning, like thinking about this thing. I often get things like into my head, and I then look forward to creating videos like this for you guys to go and have a look to kind of simplify this process. And I just think that when you see it like this on the screen, I think it just makes it easier for you to really like run the numbers and focus on like the data over the drama, and just reverse engineer what it looks like to hit your first or your next 2K month. Okay. 4 programs, £500. Like, you deserve to charge this. Okay. I promise you, there'll be personal trainers seeing people 2 or even 3 times a week, charging them £50 a session. They're spending £1,500 in 12 weeks, and they might not even get a result. Or you can create a really good £500 program that solves their problems and gets them into momentum and gets them seeing results. So if you like this video, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to leave a comment below the video if you want to see more videos like this. And if you have any questions, and maybe you're already inside FBC, or maybe you've just joined or you're thinking about joining, make sure to shoot me a message on Instagram at Fitness Business Coaching on IG. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.